Okay, good morning students. Nine class work chemical equilibrium completed. Today onwards, what about ionic equilibrium? That means in simple it is acid and base. First of all, the compounds are classified. The compounds are classified into acids and bases. Acids and bases by some preliminary characters. The first one is by pH and second one is litmus test and third one is nature and fourth one is tasty. By the preliminary characters you can classify the compounds into acids and bases. For example, preliminary character tasty means for tasty it is a tender taste. The compounds are belongs to acids. Compounds having bitter taste, the compounds are belongs to bases. By using the preliminary character, you cannot classify the compounds into acids and base accurately because of some of the compounds are poisonous. Poisonous compounds in the taste base chusukoni acid base ga divide cheyadam highly impossible. That's why the preliminary character is absolutely not accurate. And one more example, litmus test. Blue litmus paper is converted into red litmus paper. The compound is acid. Red litmus paper is converted into blue litmus paper, that is a base. Actually it is the preliminary character. But for example, HCl is there, dry HCl. Dry HCl is acid. HCl acid kabatti blue litmus paper ni red litmus ga convert cheyali. But it is neutral to litmus test. And the dry HCl is neutral to litmus test. That's why by preliminary factors, by pH, by litmus, by nature, by tasty, you can't explain, you can't classify the compounds into acids and bases. Mari how to justify the compound into acids and bases? Acids ga bases ga ela justify cheyachante? But some for modern theories are there. They are Arrhenius acid base theory and Brown-Lowry acid base theory and Lewis acid base theory. Nana ee topic lo theoretical bit ga ee bit over compulsory tavulutundi. So what about Brown-Lowry acid base theory? Brown-Lowry acid base theory. Proton donor is Brown-Lowry acid. Proton acceptor is Brown-Lowry base. Proton donor is acid, proton acceptor is base. According to Brown-Lowry acid, చాలా పాయింట్స్ కొత్త వస్తాయి, కేర్ఫుల్గా లిజన్ చేయండి అన్న. According to Brown-Lowry acid base theory, what is the meaning of neutralization? Neutralization అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి? Brown-Lowry theory బేస్ చేసుకొని transfer of proton from acid and base. Transfer of proton from acid to base is known as neutralization according to Brown-Lowry acid base theory. Once again, the new modern theory is Brown-Lowry theory. According to Lowry theory, proton donor is acid, proton acceptor is base. From Brown-Lowry theory, what is the meaning of neutralization? Neutralization means transfer of proton from acid to base is known as neutralization. For example, neutralization key. For example, HCl plus H2O is gives rise to H3O plus OCl minus. It is one of the reaction. Here HCl is the acid, H2O is the base. from HCl H2O, one proton is transferred. That's why that reaction is known as a neutralization reaction. In a given reaction is the example of neutralization reaction. Carefully, Malosar observe chestunanu. What's the meaning of neutralization? Neutralization means transfer of proton from acid to base is known as neutralization. Given example, HCl plus H2 is gives rise to H3O plus Cl minus. HCl is the acid, H2 is the base. One proton is transferred from acid to base. That is known as neutralization. It is one of the concept from Brown shed. ఇంకా బ్రౌన్ షీట్ లో మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పోస్ట్రేట్స్ ఏంటంటే ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ జరుగుతుంది కాబట్టి ఏ యాసిడ్ అండ్ బేస్ pair which is differed by acid base pair is differed by only one proton. Acid base pair is differed by only one proton. That is known as conjugate acid base pair. That is known as conjugate acid base pair. Boys, malosa repeat chestunna observe cheyandi. Acid base pair which differed by only one proton, that is known as conjugate acid base pair. For example, one more example, ammonia is hydrolyzed. NH3 plus H2O is gives rise to NH4 plus OH minus. Here careful observation, two important bits tonight. NH is the base, brown shell or a base. H2 is the acid. One proton acid transfer the one proton to base, then it is converted to NH4 plus. It is known as conjugate acid. OH minus is conjugate base. OH minus is conjugate base. Two bits adutunna nenu. Bit number 1. In given equation, what are the acids? Brown shade Lowry acids under. In given equation, brown shade acids are nana absorption emu brown shade acids. One is H2O and NH4 plus. Both are brown shade Lowry acids in given example. What are the examples of brown shade Lowry bases? Brown shade Lowry bases are NH3 and OH minus. Both are brown shade Lowry bases. What are the examples of conjugate acid base pair? Conjugate acid base pair ki example iti equation ante conjugate acid base pair. NH3 base aithe its conjugate acid NH4 plus is the conjugate acid. OH H2O is the base acid aithe OH minus is the conjugate base. The both pair of the conjugate acid base pair. ఈ రెండిట్లో ఏ ఆప్షన్ ఇచ్చినా రైట్ ఆన్సర్. కేర్ఫుల్ గా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. గివెన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కి టూ టైప్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ మనం ఫార్మేషన్ చేసాం. ఇన్ గివెన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద బ్రౌన్ షేడ్ యాసిడ్స్ ఆర్ అంటే H2O and NH4 plus. Brown shade Lowry bases are NH3 and OH minus. What are the conjugate acid base pair? Ammonia and ammonium ion, H2O and hydroxyl ion. The both are pairs of conjugate acid base pair. ఈ బిట్ చాలా సార్లు అడిగినట్లున్నాడు. ఓకే, వన్ మోర్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ బ్రౌన్ షేడ్ Lowry యాసిడ్ బేస్. ఇప్పుడే చెప్పాను ఈ యాసిడ్ బేస్ పేర్ which differed by only one proton, that is known as conjugate acid base pair అని చెప్పుకున్నాం కదా. Conjugate acid కి acid having conjugate base, acid having conjugate base, base having conjugate acid, base having conjugate acid. One more point, strong acid having weak conjugate base. Another strong acid having weak conjugate base, weak base having weak acid having strong conjugate base, strong base having weak conjugate acid, weak base having strong conjugate acid.